from his apartment, it's the Serg Podcast, starring Sergio Santana.
I don't wanna hurt nobody, I just came to vibe. Tonight we ain't with no drama, tell them take it outside.
With tonight's guest,
Shorty and her friends been looking for a while, tell them come and vibe.
Now here's your host,
Disappear for a little, find a place to hide. Forget the problems, man. Gotta
Santana.
All right, so our first guest tonight is Jake Mattera. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for him.
Oh, please sit down. Thank you.
So what's going on, Jake? How you been?
I've been good, man. How about you? What's going on with you?
I'm, I was trying to not go crazy during the quarantine. That's basically like everyone wants, and not go out because I don't want to go out either. Like my wife likes to go out, so yeah. But she was working and everything, so it's different,
Oh, she's been working through this whole thing?
Yeah. Well, she didn't have to go out. She was actually in the house, most of the time, but she found ways to get out. So she would go out, and she's like, "You have to live life,"
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, a lot of people are going a little stir crazy right now.
Yeah.
They're like, "This isn't life, staying in the house." I mean, to me, that sounds like paradise. But I mean, I haven't been happier to be home.
Yeah, this has been a period of my life. I feel like, I know it's been a lot of negative things going on, but that's when you open your door or turn your TV on, basically.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. But you have as far as comedy and stuff, have you been able to do anything like I haven't really done any Zoom shows or anything. I think I've done twice, 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was doing some more early on, March and April and stuff like that, and then that just sucks the soul right out of you. So I kind of just took a step back and just started working on scripts and things like that right now. And then as the governor started releasing some of things for outdoor shows and stuff like that, I've been jumping on more and more of those. So that's been nice.
Yeah. I haven't done any outdoor ones yet either. Actually, what's funny, I think it was in April.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. I bought a PA system and everything, and just was I'm ready.
Yeah.
But I don't know where to go. I will just have it. I'm in Delco, so where do I just walk up and just start telling jokes with my
right? Yeah. You just set up shop in media.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely can't do it in Chester that no. On in a minute.
Yeah. Where did my speakers go? Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's been different. I think that's why, that's part of the podcast reason. I think a lot of people start podcasts just trying to find a way to keep relevant, I guess, or find a way to do this, whatever this is.
It's taken everything in me not to start one. I am chomping at the bit to start one, but it's a lot of work. Look at all the stuff that you got going on right now. I couldn't do any. I'm too tired.
I'm tired too, and I was I'm still doing this though. It's just, I don't know. I push myself.
Man.
I smoke a lot of weed. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Find ways to get around it.
Got
I'm surprised you don't have one. Yeah, and I use Monsters, so.
Oh, okay. All right. They're the official sponsor, huh?
Well, you have that mic. That's a nice mic. So you don't have a podcast. That's so funny.
Yeah. No, this would be good for a podcast. It was I remember I got it on a flash sale, and I was like, oh, cool. And then it came with a huge sticker on it. I was like, don't touch it. It causes birth defects. So I'm like, wow. All right, good. Here I am, just still talking into it.
Yeah, maybe you need a pop filter then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The social distance from this microphone.
Yeah, but I did I said, I did two Zoom shows. The first one, it was the Sucks, and that was only a couple weeks ago. And then I did I was on a online comedy festival. It was Karma. It was called Good Karma.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but it's funny because I didn't perform. It was, the mic was on and I wasn't on, and I think I called everybody hacks by accident, and it was just done. I just kind of ended it. Didn't mean to. I don't think everybody was hacks, and I apologize. I actually blamed it on my brother, but I was really I think I was drinking, and I was just the guy that was hosting was really I was this dude's been saying the same jokes for 3 days, and it's just I felt bad because I'm not that proud person, but I was oh no, what are you gonna do?
Hey, he had it coming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because it's I feel bad, but I don't know, if you're online and everybody's watching something for like 3
Yep.
days or 4 days, 5 days straight, you would think you might have to do some new jokes every
Yeah,
day.
it's not the same as like doing like the same set every single night as a stand-up because you're like in front of, most likely you're probably in front of the same crowd
Yeah.
because like the best deal normally is like to buy like the whole pass. Like, oh, screw it, I'll watch this for 3 days. If it costs like $15 and or whatever, and you know what I mean. So like, if you're doing that same set, it's like, oof.
Yeah.
Just be aware you're gonna get some unhappy people.
But I don't know. It's just different.
Yeah.
Like you said, you feel like it takes you down, like it brings you to reality. Like you're like, I can't. It's like if you feel like you're bombing on this, this is not.
Yep. Yeah.
Not. Yeah. No. It's not.
Yeah. Like if you wanted to see something again, you would just watch The Office one more time. You wouldn't watch somebody tell a mediocre joke on a festival. You would. Yeah.
On a Zoom.
Yep.
But with like 100 people, and it's just weird. But I mean, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what comedy's become. But hey, I guess we'll figure it out together somehow.
Yeah, one day.
Keep telling jokes, and I think that's part of it. Like, there's always gonna be a desire for somebody to tell jokes that they're gonna like. I don't care how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
So you're like, I think I read you were doing like online classes or something like that. So that's
yeah. So
right.
I'm starting an online class. It's just like a stand-up 101.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like for people who are interested in stand-up comedy, never tried it, or somebody wants like a refresher course. It's all about like joke technique, joke formula, all the different things you can use to like write a joke and how to like put that in the stories and like just kind of like learn how to build a set.
Yeah.
And who am I to teach it? I have no idea. I just have 8 years in, and I've had some success in like festivals and competitions and stuff. So I think I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like be able to just instill some knowledge into terms of like, writing a good solid 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
well, I think you have. I mean, you definitely could teach because I mean you have a solid like set. You know what you're doing. It's not like you're novice and you put the time in. But putting that aside, I don't think you can always teach someone to be funny. You can teach them formula, like you were saying. Like you can teach technique.
Yep.
Funny they have to be on their own.
Exactly. Yeah, with timing and like rhythm and stuff like that, you can study people, but like ultimately, you're on your own with that kind of stuff because otherwise, if you're like copying somebody else's rhythm and timing, you're just doing like a carbon copy of like whether it's like Rodney Dangerfield or John Mulaney or like like Cat Williams, like anybody really. Like you just gotta kind of like find your own voice and just like try to work on that. Yeah,
and I think that's just really challenging, like in this climate of comedy.
Oh yeah, it's really hard because like you can't right now, especially like with Zoom shows, like it's really tough to get feedback, especially on new material. Like I love doing the Fergies, the Sucks to Be Quarantined shows, but yeah, it's like the only people you're hearing are the comedians who have their mics on, and that's. Like I love those comedians, but that's not who I'm writing my jokes for, So I don't know how that's going to play when I get in front of like a real paying audience who like wants to see jokes. So it's making it really challenging, but you find a way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's for me when I do my monologues and anything like death spits or anything like that in the podcast. Is really, really, really strange. And I'm getting more used to it at this point because I'm like 2 months in. But it's just, I'm telling jokes to no one. There's literally no one in the room. I might try to look like I'm doing crowd work, but there's no one there. It's just really weird. And I don't know if the jokes are really that funny. I just know that that's usually my process anyway. And it's just,
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like it does get funnier sometimes by the end of the night because I'll do the set like 30 different times, the monologue. There's like 30 different times before you actually perfect.
Will you really?
On there? Yeah, I will. I'm like I'm willing to go, like do it that many times until it's right.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to start. I'm gonna get a teleprompter next. I'm like,
do you like I don't know if this is a secret or not, but do you do like if you record 30 different monologues, will you like cut it up so that you're like grabbing the best way you told a joke from each one, or do you like just do the best take?
I do the best take actually.
Okay.
But it's funny you say that because you could depending on how you cut it up because of some things I've been adding on to it, you know, lately. You know, as far
Yeah.
as, I guess as far as like just late night type style monologues where you have like some type of clip you might show, or
Yeah.
like a picture in picture type thing. So yeah,
You could do like after every joke, you just throw a smoke bomb down, and then
you know it's a
and
joke.
then
Man.
you say,
That's a punchline. Yeah.
yeah. Just throw a smoke bomb. As the smoke clears, it's another take. Hey, nobody will know.
No one would know. That's what Batman probably
Yeah, yeah.
does. That new Batman looks awesome too. I don't know if
You know, I did actually see the trailer. I'm not somebody who's like big into like comic book movies and stuff like that, but I always find myself kind of like drawn towards Batman, and
awesome.
this new one looks pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been a Batman freak. But I mean I was actually kind of upset. I was like, Twilight, why? How's he gonna be Bruce Wayne and Batman? And it's funny because he looks buff in the suit, but
he does.
Around looks so scrawny as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I think he still does. He looks kind of like if My Chemical Romance like became Batman.
Yeah,
and he's got the long bangs and stuff like that. I was like, this doesn't feel like Batman, but it still seems cool.
Too.
Yes,
actually.
yeah, definitely like the Crow.
Yeah,
and I love the Crow, so this is it's a good turn.
Yeah, definitely. So, will you have any other like future plans as far as like comedy or anything like coming up?
Yeah, doing some stuff at Punchline coming up, and then I have like a bunch of like one-nighter shows at like different wineries and barns and whatever is outdoors, graveyard. No, not graveyard yet. Yeah.
Well, Halloween's coming, so
that's true. Yeah, Halloween's probably going to get canceled. I hate to be a bummer.
Well, everybody wore masks anyway, so why can't you have Halloween?
You would think. No, I think it's more related to their old tweets. So, hey, can you throw a rim shot in there? Yeah, no, I think it's getting canceled. That's going to suck. But, you know, it's just a bunch of like one night things that I'm doing. And I'm really just trying to like improve on like my actual comedy writing and getting like a whole portfolio together in case that one day Prince Charming comes along and signs me.
So, you always have to be ready. You never.
That's right. Yeah, you got to have your scripts and everything ready.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and I felt like that's why I think quarantine's been good for me, where I think I've kind of like tightened up on some skills and just learned some things that I didn't expect because who thought this was going to happen? I didn't see it coming. I learned some things about myself. Like I like to listen to classical music when I cook. Didn't know that. I know that now. But just the things you do when you're alone.
Like I remember when like the first like couple of shows, like concerts started getting canceled. I was like, oh wow, this is that's crazy, but they'll reschedule. And then when I heard like the NBA canceled the season, or like postponed the season, obviously, I was just like, oh my God, like this is insane what's about to happen. And then like obviously all the other major sports followed suit. And next thing you know, you're watching Ellen from her home talking to you with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, and an ankle bracelet on.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I don't know. I didn't see it. But it's funny that, because that's the other thing too. The conspiracy theories got so much better because people start going stir crazy. So they're just blaming everybody. And, and you have to do your own research. You can go down a rabbit hole and it can make sense. And I think our president does that a lot, but that's a whole nother story. But they say he doesn't read, so he's probably just watching.
I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably just just. Oh my God, did you see this YouTube video?
Yeah, it's all YouTube it's all YouTube clips.
It has to be.
It's like when you're on Facebook and you watch one video and then just the next one starts and then you're just down the hole.
Yeah, he's like the worst president to be in office right now if aliens are actually coming, because like all of a sudden aliens are just, all these UFOs and stuff are popping up, and I think it's just so funny. Like if we don't need him.
No.
To them about anything.
I can't remember who it was I heard said this, but it was like they think that like when the government started showing like the secrets to President Trump, I hate even saying that. Like he saw that there were aliens and like immediately it was like Space Force. We have to have one. We have to be ready. And it's just so insane. And then now like the government's like, all right, guys, we do have classified document. Like they have to get it out before,
Yeah.
because if Trump loses in November, when hopefully he loses in November, like that like he's gonna just like, well, I know everything. I'm gonna write a book about it, and then like that's the first time I've ever done a Trump impression. I'm sorry.
Good, I liked it.
I should turn it. I apologize. Yeah, so that I feel like he'll just have a tell-all book with like all of the procedure of the White House we're not supposed to know.
Wow, that's actually pretty insightful. I think that's I wouldn't argue that wouldn't be correct. Actually, I think that's yeah. Sounds like something you would. Actually, sounds like I feel like he'll do another reality show, like as soon as he gets out the White House, like just life.
That would be pretty good
or something.
Yeah,
Actually, I'll probably watch it.
yeah, it would be on E.
Yeah.
Right after the lead-in would be the Kardashians, and then it would be him.
Yeah,
trying to think of that title right now, but
I was too. And the thing is, like I can hear like voiceovers like you used to hate him.
yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, now you love him. I don't know. We'll see. Only time.
Now the only button he pushes is I don't know. Yeah, like
it would be a good lead-in, like you said, with the Kardashians if Kanye actually keeps running for president and eventually.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, as scary as of a thought that is, I can see that.
Yeah,
that and The Rock. I can see The Rock to become president.
I never thought how like quickly I'd become that person where I'm like, ugh, the world, it's just gone to crap. Like, yeah, I remember being a kid and somebody would say that. I'm like, man, they're so old and grouchy. And now I'm like, barely past 30, and I'm just like, oh man, this is so bad. I can't even think about it. It's so bad. Just eat my feelings and shut up.
It is literally out of like a dystopian novel, and you're like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It blinds. I felt like I should have been paying attention to The Apprentice earlier on, and maybe like, because I didn't care, But
yeah, I mean, you figure the guy had so much negative stuff around him that it never would have gotten to this far, and those like debates were terrible. Yeah, it just I don't even want to talk about him. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad, and it ends up happening. We're like, oh gosh, Yeah, but on that note. It's been great having you, man. It's been fun. So where can everybody find you on social media?
Yeah, man, they can find me on Twitter at Jake Mattera, just as it sounds. And same on YouTube. I've been doing some silly sketches every now and then. They're usually like 30 seconds to a minute and a half long of just like me doing something dumb in my house to stay busy and relevant. Yeah, that's really that. Instagram, all that's jazz, all Jake Mattera. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and that's a perfect time actually for sketches, like 30 seconds, a minute and a half. Like people's attention spans are terrible now.
Yeah, mine's worse. Mine's like that, like cut that in half, and that's mine. So like 30 seconds, that feels like I'm making a Judd Apatow movie. It's like that long. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, I think about movies start that way. I feel like we're reverting backwards.
Yeah.
It could be like that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But I won't join TikTok. Like.
Oh, okay.
I'm so against joining TikTok. Are you on TikTok?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that when I did TikTok, when I first joined it, it was before everybody started like kind of jumping on it, because I read a book from Gary V that he was like, "Yeah, join TikTok." He was just like, the marketing guru. So I jumped on there, but I wasn't doing with everyone, like using it the way everyone else was using it. I was doing little skits.
Okay.
I was getting followers, but I just kind of stopped. I just, like anything, it's consistency,
Yeah.
And now I every once in a while I throw in like a clip from this, and that's pretty much all I do. But I don't. There's no way you're gonna have me lip syncing and dancing to. I just don't do that. I'm a grown man. Like I can't
see you doing dances.
No, that's not happening.
Well, that's like like the sketches I make would be like perfect for it, and I don't know why I'm just so against joining it. I don't know why.
I would hold out. I mean, they're talking about banning it, So.
I've made this mistake before. I did this with Harry Potter. Like I remember as a kid when that movie came out, like Harry Potter came out. It came out at the same time as Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter completely overshadowed Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way, man. I'm a Lord of the Rings guy. I'm gonna ride this horse through the end. And now, like nobody even remembers Lord of the Rings. and I do. I'm, but
I don't
nobody
see
else
break
does.
rides. Yeah.
Dude, I saw the Two Towers in theaters like 14 times. It happened to be in Florida too. Don't ask me why. That's a weird. That will pique some interest. But yeah, it's crazy because I like to this day. I think I saw the first Harry Potter. I'm like, this is lame, and then like never watched another one.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, all my adult friends are like, well, it's Quidditch, and I'm like, they're like, who send me an owl? And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think that was probably like I love Universal, so like in Florida, that's so cool to go to like Harry Potter World and see like everything come to life. And then there's
Yeah.
like wands, and people are like using the wands around the park. And
Yeah, all my friends are like butterbeer. I'm like,
Butterbeer's amazing.
yeah, I don't.
It's
I think because it got so popular, I just resented it, and I think that's what's going on with TikTok with me.
okay.
I think that's what's happening. It's like it really caught on like wildfire, and I'm just like, nope. You know?
Yeah, if it's too popular, like no, not
Yeah.
for me.
No, it is. I'm like a wannabe hipster. Like that's how I got. I remember like if I signed into Facebook when it blew up,
Uh-huh.
I probably would have never started one. But I got in like, and I don't even want to say what college I was at the time.
Yeah.
It was Newman College. Do you remember?
Oh
Newman?
yeah, I know.
Like
yeah,
and there weren't many colleges that like at the time when I had made a Facebook page, there was only like it was like literally in the ground stages were like I think it was just the Ivy Leagues and then like a couple of the most popular ones. So like I was like waiting to like get in, and then finally like Newman was allowed to like make an account, and that's now everybody's grandmom is doing it.
but that was like MySpace time too.
Yeah, that's right. I was totally into MySpace. That's another horse I would have rode into the ground.
Yeah, and it was teaching everybody coding. We just didn't realize it.
Yeah, I know. Everybody had like the fancy backgrounds and fonts and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Had top 8s and yeah.
we can't have top 8s now, especially.
And then Facebook came around, scared them, and then they shook them, and then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do a full redesign," and we're like, "Nope, that's it. We can't do that."
But with Facebook, I feel like they know our top 8. We don't. They show it like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it shows up.
Yeah.
I hate it now because like I'll accept friend requests from people who have maybe like met once or twice, and then it's like those are the only people I see. And like I think there's like a way. I know there's a way to do it, like where you can do like you can see people first.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like going through that whole process. So
I
now every
see
day
that too. I don't like that.
I'm just involved with 8 strangers whoever the latest 8 friend requests I have are my best friends.
Yeah.
Because that's all I'm seeing. I'm just like, yeah, I love you so much. Inviting them to my house. Yeah.
But I feel like they are. Like that's the thing. Like when we were young, like I mean, I just kind of remember like going over like my grandmothers were usually your grandmother, which we have this huge photo album.
Yeah.
So you wanted to see personal photos. You actually had to go to someone's house, have them actually pull out this huge, massive book, this binder, and flip through all these photos that were probably like coffee stained and stuck to the the cellophane that's on there.
Exactly.
So it's just funny because now like you can just go in and just basically you're just busting through someone's door. You can just go through all their pictures and just
yeah.
And
it's crazy because like I still have the same suggested friends like from like 5 years. It's like I know these people just because they've been suggested to me by Facebook for like 8 years, and I'm like, no, like if I would have known them, I would have said yes by now. Like, stop showing them to. I know you can see that I see it. I know you're watching me. I know you see everything.
Right.
What it does kill me though, because I think that like I said, they know I'm watching it. Like I think they love when somebody unfriends me because then they're like, boom, you might want to be friends with this person, and I'm like, I thought I was.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, wait a second. Yeah.
I hate it. Like recently I started going through like the memories, and I'll see somebody like write like, hey man, it was great seeing you last night. I'm like, oh man, I haven't seen them show up in my feed or whatever. What's going on with them? Click on it. It's like add friend. I'm like,
yeah.
what did I do? What? Why? I thought we were friends. You wrote on my wall.
I know. Well, I hate when I have like messages on read, from some people like that.
Yeah.
Like just, at least I know you read it. That's the hard part. It's like,
Oh man.
Just say something.
Now I'm getting like, so sometimes you get those messages from people who aren't your friend.
Yeah.
And you're like pretty sure it's spam, but like I had one on like Instagram. It was like, "Hi, how you doing?" And this is spam. This is clearly spam.
Yeah.
And then like 4 or 5 days later, they kind of got me. They're like, "Why are you ignoring me?" And I'm like,
Wow.
do I know this person? Am I just being a jerk? I'm like, because like you click on the thing and they're like, it wasn't even, I think it was like their page was private or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
but
weird.
yeah,
I had weird stuff like that happen. And I am like, I always have like that wall up. So I'm always like, what do you want? Like, what is it? Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. It's just like, I don't know. You can't trust people anymore. So it's kind of
No, I hopelessly accept everybody. I'm like, this could be my big break.
well, yeah. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Well,
Gail from Conshohocken is really going to make my career.
You don't know who she knows. You just
That's
don't
right.
know.
That's true.
It's yeah. Well, it was fun, man. I'm gonna let you go, and like I said, you already told everybody where to find you. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise. Jake Mattera.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you.